What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. We're looking at Enhancement Shaman in Season 2. I'm on the PTR right now. I just did a +10 Floodgate Dungeon. That's the new dungeon. I'm going to run you through that in a couple seconds. I want to talk about this new potential build that's coming through. If you haven't seen, Enhancement Shaman has had a major rework to a bunch of its core abilities. I did another video on that. You can go watch a couple of videos back now on the channel. And the basic gist of it is that the main generators, your main builders, so like Storm Strike, Lava Lash, and actually Ice Strike, and Crash Lightning, the initial damage from Crash Lightning, are all doing basically double the damage that they used to do. They contribute an enormous amount of damage to your overall now at the end of a dungeon or raid, whatever, which is really cool. And it ends up meaning that your spenders are still important, but they're nowhere near as important as they are on live right now. Then on top of that, there's basically a new Wind Fury type build that I think might be coming through because of the tier set bonus. So the tier set bonus is all about Doom Winds and proccing more Wind Fury because it reduces the cooldown of Doom Winds every time you build Maelstrom weapon stacks, and then every time you're spending, like if you end your winning streak by spending Maelstrom weapon stacks. So whether you're building or spending, you're going to reduce the cooldown of Doom Winds, and you're going to take it from a 1 minute cooldown on average, in my experience, down to about a 30 to 40 second cooldown, which is really cool. It also means, again, Wind Fury weapon is proccing way more often. So I'm linking that up with TOTEMIC, and we're getting bonuses like Imbuement Mastery. And I've actually kind of flexed into supportive imbuements as well, which is all about Flame Tongue weapon. And because Imbuement Mastery gives Wind Fury weapon basically a chance to, it gives you extra damage when your Flame Tongue procs from your Wind Fury. This kind of combination is actually really good. And if you look at the overall damage, my Flame Tongue weapon ended up doing an enormous amount of damage, which is crazy to me. I've never seen Flame Tongue weapon do this much damage in my life. It's really cool. We'll get back to this at the end of the video, and I'm going to show you what this looks like in a +10 right now. But just know that this build is pretty exciting. The very last piece of the build that I want to talk about is that Primordial Storm, to me, feels like an absolutely mandatory talent for Enhancement Shaman. It is so strong, it is so fun, and it does crazy amounts of damage. Let's get into the dungeon. This is a... Yo, guys, the gnome would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe on the video. All right, thanks, bye. Dungeon. This is a +10. It's not going to show that on the right side of the screen. You're just going to have to trust me. I'm sorry. It is a +10. The priest put the key in. And I will show you kind of what this looks like. If you've never done this dungeon before, typically what people are doing right now is they're skipping this first pack, and then you go to the left here, because you have to get all these stockpiles. See that glowing stockpile of boxes? At the very top of the screen, it says weapon stockpiles pilfered. You have to do 5 of these. You have to make your way over here first. We're going to bloodlust this first pack, which was kind of unnecessary on a 10 because we're blasting damage. But I do totem into flame shock. Now I can activate Primordial Wave. You can see it's going to light up on my bar here. Primordial Wave lights up here. It's just there. And then I do Primordial Wave. As soon as I press Primordial Wave, I can do Primordial Storm. Watch my damage when I press Primordial Storm. Are you ready? We're doing 2.27 million. Primordial Storm up to 7 million. It just does ridiculous amounts of damage. And then I'm doing extra Sunderings. And there's a new talent that underneath Sundering that has a chance for Sundering to reduce its own cooldown. It used to be other abilities that had a chance to reduce Sundering's cooldown. Now it's just Sundering itself. So you can see I'm Sundering and it lights up again, and then I Sunder again, and I Sunder again. The opening burst from an enhancement, a Totemic Enhancement Shaman, is disgusting. It's so strong. It's really crazy how good this is. Okay, we got the first stockpile. I got my totem coming back. Remember, when you're dropping your totem, it's basically always just going to be totem into flame shock to instantly spread all the flame shocks. Okay, I'm going to do a flame shock right here after I'm done my Sunder. There we go. Got flame shocks. Now I can press Primordial Wave into Primordial Storm. Primordial Wave. Then once I have 10 stacks of Maelstrom weapon, Primordial Storm, and my damage is going to skyrocket here. Boom, boom, boom. Up to 2.8. There we go. I was doing 1.8 mil. Now I'm doing 3 mil. So I'm going to keep emphasizing throughout the key how important I think Primordial Storm is. I'm really wondering, to me, it feels like The tier set bonus being focusing on Doom Winds is really going to emphasize your Wind Fury weapon damage, your Wind Fury procs, which get boosted by the Totemic tree and do not get boosted at all by the Storm tree, the Stormbringer tree. So I'm a little nervous for the Storm tree heading into season 2 for Enhancement Shaman. I'm not really bothered by that, but it's a little bit annoying that there isn't more choice. I really do think that if you don't play Totemic in season 2, at least right now, the way things are looking, you're probably trolling. Like, I think that it's just way too strong with the Wind Fury Flame Tongue interaction going on and Doom Winds being on such a low cooldown. I just pressed Doom Winds right now. You can see it's already at there. Look, it's already at 38 seconds. I just pressed Doom Winds. Doom Winds is still active, and I've got the cooldown down to 37 seconds already. Like, that's just insane. Like, it's going to come back here. It comes back so quickly, which means you're proccing so many Wind Fury procs, which also procs Flame Tongue. The Flame Tongue is critting. The Flame Tongue and the Wind Fury mix together and do that little swirling AoE damage thing. It's just amazing. I really like it a lot. I do think, however, again, I don't know about the Storm Tree. The Storm Tree feels like it's going to be in trouble to me. But we're going to have to wait and see. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Again, at like a baseline level, the Totemic tree is just fantastic. It's looking really fun. Really, really good. Watch up on my totem down here. I'll pop Doom Winds. There we go. Then Flame Shock, right? And then Primordial Wave. There we go. Primordial Wave into Primordial Storm. Again, watch my damage after I press Primordial Storm. 2.4 mil up to, oh, look at that, 3 mil. Boom, boom, boom. Like, it just constantly gives you, oh yeah, I wasn't out in time. I was actually out, but whatever. Right? Look at my body here. My body. Am I out of that? Look at that. Okay, I'm not really out of it, I guess, but technically it looks like I was. Anyway, yeah, the damage is just fantastic. The Sunderings, of course, are good as well. Getting Sundering resets when your totem is down, of course, procs the totem, as it always does. Pause this really quickly, right? Because you've got Earth Surge. Casting Sundering causes your totem to radiate damage, and because of this talent, Sundering has a chance to reset its own cooldown. You can do like 3 or 4 Sunderings in a row, and it will keep proccing your totem over and over and over again. It's really, really crazy. So, yeah, that's super good too. We killed this straggler of a mob, and then they died to some AoE, which is kind of funny. Here comes the first boss. Again, Totem, Flame Shock. It spreads it for free. Doom Winds. Primordial Wave, Sundering here, then to Primordial Storm. Boom. Our damage is crazy. 7 million on a boss fight with ads, of course. It's just really good, guys. That opening burst is always there. Like, every pack, you have big opening bursts like that. It feels so freaking good. I can't even, I don't know. It's just amazing. I think it's fantastic. So we'll keep the boss fight going here. We're settling down to about 4 million. Our damage should probably spike again here. We have Doom Winds plus Primordial Wave into Primordial Storm. I know I can't get it off right now. I gotta jump back in here, then do Primordial Storm. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And then my Sunderings to proc even more damage. There's a Sundering reset, so we got to do 2 Sunderings there, which means our totem procs twice, which is really, really strong. I mean, it's just a lot of damage. It's a lot. We're peaking. We're almost maintaining like 4 million. Oh yeah, the tank dies there and then we all die. Let me do this pull again. We were peaking at almost like 4 million there. So yeah, I think that, I think this is going to be very strong in Mythic Plus. I don't know about the raid yet. We'll have to wait and see. It's probably also fine in the raid. Like, I don't know if the Storm build would be better in the raid. I haven't been able to really test the raid yet. I've just been doing Mythic Plus. But in Mythic Plus, this build is crazy. I mean, it's just super good. The extra Sunderings that you get to do that are going to proc your totem, that are going to proc Wind Fury, that are going to... that when your Doom Winds is available, because your Doom Winds is up almost all the time, that's going to be a lot of Wind Fury damage. And then the Primordial Storm portion of it is just absolutely crazy to me. It just does so much damage. These 2 mobs are pretty difficult. They put these chains on the ground, or these saw blades, which do a lot of damage. You have to move a lot on this little pull here. I'm trying to navigate it as best I can. Here's Primordial Wave, Primordial Storm with Doom Winds. Boom, boom, boom. Very nice. And yeah, lots of damage still. 3.5 mil there, 3.3 million by the end. Then we get to the boss fight. We actually end up dying somehow. Then we do this fight again, right? Oh, no, I pop lust here. Let me show the opening burst really quick. Sorry. This is the boss fight. So totem's down. And then we're sundering and primordial storm. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Primordial storm. Up to 4 million on a boss fight. 4.5 million. Like, it's a 2-target cleave boss fight. I get it, but my God, man, it's just good. I mean, it's just really good. That's just the bottom line. This fight gets a little bit messy because of the lines and the knock. I get knocked into a line here. I think I pop my defensive right in time before I die. So it gets a little bit messy. I'm trying to heal myself. This guy jumps around. This guy's pretty annoying for melee, like, because you want to focus on the big guy in this fight because he has more health than the little guy. And if you kill the little guy too early, then the big guy just starts doing crazy amounts of damage to you, just like in Stone Vault right now, the machinist boss fight. So I'm trying to focus the big guy, but he moves around a lot and he does his charge, and it's kind of annoying. But either way, we get the job done here. Get the job done. 2 million on that fight. Then we do this last pull before the third boss. This is really nice. Put my totem down. Then I do flame shock. And then we have primordial wave now available into primordial storm. Watch my damage once again. Here comes primordial storm. Boom, 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 boom. Then sunderings, and we get a reset on sundering, and then we sundering again. We only got one reset, unfortunately. Now we're CCing these mobs so they don't murder everybody, and we're just doing lava lash to get the hot hand procs, you know, going, right? You're just doing like 4 to 8 million damage per pack or something. Like, it's crazy. Every AoE pack's like 4 to 8 million. Like, it's boss fights are like 2 to 3 million. It's just wild. Like, I don't know. The damage seems, I would be very shocked if it does not get nerfed, and I don't want it to get nerfed. I'm just saying I would be shocked if this stays the exact same way that it is right now, because I think it's doing more damage than like almost anybody else. Now, you can see our overall damage on the left there as well. The Fury Warrior and the BM Hunter are actually pretty close to me. It's not that they're not that far away from me damage-wise, but it's just so easy for us to do our damage. Totem, Flame Shock, Primordial Wave, Primordial Storm, Sundering. Like, that's it. Just boom, 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 and you're doing 5 million damage, you know, like on an AoE pack. It's just nuts how they've sort of made it work here. Swamp Face is dead. Did 1.67 million there. We'll go on to Bubbles here. Bubbles is pretty cool. Little mini boss. Put our totem down. Sundering into a Sundering. More lava lashes. The only thing that bothers me about Enhancement Shaman now is that your spenders don't light up anymore when you have enough Maelstrom weapon stacks to use them. That's really annoying because you're gonna have to get used to remembering to use your spenders, or to have some kind of a weak aura that shows you. That would be obviously easy as well. Just have a weak aura with like a huge, you know, button there that says, hey, you've got 10 Maelstrom weapon stacks. If you don't want to get a weak aura, you can always see how many Maelstrom weapon stacks you have right here, or obviously on your buff bar, but you don't want to look up there. You want to just look here. You can see I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I can use a spender. But it's hard to remember half the time. Kind of weird. Let's get to the final boss. The tank ends up dying on the final boss. That last section is really rough, by the way. We do this here. Tank dies. We die. We come back. We do it again with Bloodlust. Here we go. We'll start off. Here we go. So we have Bloodlust this time. Totems down. Bloodlust. We do Flame Shock, Sundering. I got a Sundering reset. Sundering again. Then Primordial Wave. Lava Lash to build up Maelstrom weapon stacks. Then we have Primordial Storm at 10 stacks. Then we press it. Boom, boom, boom. Then we go back to Lava Lashing. There we go. And yeah, we're getting smoked by the Fury Warrior this time because we've got Bloodlust and he must have all of his cooldowns up, which is great. But we will catch up over time because, again, every time you get your totem back, it just does so much damage. Tank gets Thunder Punched again. That's what he died to last time. I have to take this dot out. Giga Zap. I should not be near this pool. This is a mistake, by the way. Do not put Giga Zaps near the water pools or you will electrify them and then they can't be used later. So you can see that gets electrified right there. It's all zippity zappy now. In a second, the ads are going to spawn and we need to pull the ads into the pools of water. And now I've already destroyed one of the pools of water. That's a big mistake from me. Don't do that. There's a lot of pools of water here, but like if you Giga Zap too many of them, then you're not going to have enough left. So don't do what I just did there. Make sure, take your Giga Zaps away from the water pools. Very important. Okay. He goes back here. Here comes the big damage here, the pulsing damage. We got our Primordial Wave, Primordial Storm again. This Primordial Wave, Primordial Storm. Boom, boom, boom. And then we're Sundering. Trying to get a reset on Sundering. You get more resets on Sundering in AoE, by the way. If you didn't know, there's one, but I got a free one there. There's a reset right there, and we got 2 of them, so that's pretty good. Again, that makes your totem pulse damage every single time, right? So it's very good. And there we go. There's the tank dies again, but that's okay. We end up finishing the fight. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's the dungeon right there. And we'll look at the overall numbers once again. We did almost 2.4 mil overall. Looks like we did do, and it doesn't really matter, 2.38 or 2.4 mil overall. Wind Fury Weapon is our highest damage, then Surging Totem, then Lava Lash, because we pressed that a lot, and then again, Sundering and Flame Tongue being right here. This is so cool to me. I really love that all these are here. And remember, you know, Wind Fury is physical, Surging Totem is physical, Sundering can scale off of physical damage, right? That's doing a lot of damage there. There's Doom Winds itself, the actual AoE damage, Storm Strike. We have physical dogs in this build. I'm not even running Alpha Wolf to get them to do the extra proc, but we have the physical dogs in this build, and we get extra physical damage from Legacy of the Frost Witch. I don't know that this is the perfect talent setup, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. I think this would work fine for the damage that you just saw. There might be a better way to build this, but I liked what I built here. I loved having the emphasis on Lava Lash. Thought that was perfectly fine. And then the extra physical damage amps from our dogs and from Legacy help to boost the damage of Surging Totem and the Doom Winds, Wind Fury damage, like all that stuff, right? In terms of Primordial Storm, Primordial Frost did 4%, Primordial Lightning did 3.2%, so we're at 7.3%, and then Primordial Fire did 3%. So 10.3% of our damage was Primordial Storm. That brings it all the way up to the 4th highest damage that we would do above Sundering. So this one talent did 10% of our damage. This is why I feel like it's just completely a mandatory talent. It is so strong, in my opinion, for what this is doing. So that's the build that you're going to be potentially running in Season 2. I think it's really strong. Would love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. For Mythic Plus, this just feels like a no-brainer to me. This is some of the highest DPS that I have seen on the PTR so far, and I've done a lot of dungeon runs already. This one is just really good. So I'll link the build down below. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.